welcome to yet another episode of the MT Agroeco Tales. My name is Thomas Malunda. What if I told you that the losses that you are registering in your farming venture can be significantly reduced and turn that venture into a profitable one if you embraced agroecology? How, you must be wondering? Well, I'm here to answer that question today. But before I jump into it, in case you are new on this channel, or if you are an old viewer but you've never subscribed to our channel, I remind you to do so, such that you don't miss out any content that we release. So welcome back to the MT Agroeco Farm. Today I'm recording this session from our forest section. Those of you who have been following us for a while know from the previous episodes, including the tour around the farm, that we have a forest that we deliberately put on our farm for the purpose of such plants, fruit plants or trees, and medicinal plants and trees. So in this section we have quite a number of those. This tree is called the tree tomato. This is a tree tomato fruit, so it's very delicious. If you've not tasted it before, probably you need to come and visit so that you can have one of those. But anyway, this is what we got here. The aim is that as we graduate our farm, as we advance further, we should be able to make biopesticides, specifically getting the raw materials from this forest. And I think you can see at the border we have Tithonia diversifolia, a very rich plant in non-conventional farming. It can be used for biopesticides, it can be used for biofertilizers, so we hope to use it. We have quite a lot of it along the border of our farm. Well, the last episode that we recorded, we were talking about why you are making losses in your farming venture. And as we were concluding, I wanted to jump into how agroecology can help to curb those losses down such that you can begin registering profits. And that's what I'm here to record today. I hope you enjoy this session. Okay, so how can agroecology help to reduce losses and increase profitability on the farm? There are a number of ways. Number one, in agroecology, we encourage diversity. So let me begin with where I am. The previous time I was in the section of bananas and coffee. In that section alone, we took an approach of diversity. Instead of having one crop, instead of having coffee alone, for which case we wouldn't have started earning by now, we chose to make it an intercrop, to have coffee and bananas. Currently we are earning already from the bananas. Almost every week we are selling out bananas, yet we haven't started selling out coffee. So with that approach of having more than one crop, which is a core principle of agroecology, you are able to increase the returns. The money that you would have gotten from having one crop. So for example, if we had only coffee, and if you look far behind me, that's where the section is of bananas and coffee. If you only had coffee, that means we wouldn't have earned. But if you have bananas and coffee like we do, that means that besides earning from the coffee, you are also gonna earn from the bananas. Same piece of land, increase in returns. Going out of there, besides having that section where we can earn and we are earning, we have a forest section. Like I said, these are tree tomatoes. If you move around supermarkets here in Uganda, probably all countries, you'll find these fruits in the supermarket. Here in Uganda, a pack of 5 is 5,000 Ugandan shillings. So that means that leaving the returns that are coming from the perennial section, that is the bananas that we're already earning from, coffee, which we hope to earn from, we can also earn from these. And all we did was to plant them, and then they fruit over and over again. You can look at this, it has quite a number of tomatoes that are ready. Okay, we got here, we got quite there, we got over there, so there are quite a number. So that means that with diversity on the farm, in different sections of the farm, you can increase the amount of money that you get. So as we are earning from our bananas in the perennial section, we can also earn from here. Okay, the next piece around diversification is that you can earn from grasses. So we have lots of grasses on the farm, and one of the varieties that we are selling is lemongrass. People are using it to make spices. We hope to do that also, but at the moment we are not. We are selling it out. So what does that show? That on one farm we have different sources of income which are as a result of diversity. So by making the farm diverse, which is a component of agroecology, you increase the returns that come to the farm. I hope that is understood. So that's the number one way through which agroecology can increase profitability on your farm. Even if you have maize that you're growing, instead of having a monocrop of maize, adding a legume in there would mean that you increase the amount of money you're gonna get at the end of the season, because as you are earning from the maize, you're also gonna earn from the beans. So that's an approach that we are using here in MC Agro Eco Farm, and an approach that is core to agroecology. If you're not doing it, I encourage you to try it, and you let me know what the results will be. Number two, how agroecology can help reduce losses and increase profits is it can help you to reduce on the dependency on external inputs. Oh yes, I'll repeat that. Agroecology, if put into practice, can help reduce the dependence on external inputs, which are a number one source of expenditure on many farms. Much of our money is lost in inputs which we get outside of the farm. In agroecology, we believe in a self-sustaining system. We have quite a number of plants that we have planted for the purpose of making our own inputs, such as Lithonia diversifolia, we have the neem tree, among others. What we hope to achieve is that instead of going out to purchase inputs in form of pesticides, we'll be making our pesticides. Okay, so where we are at our farm, we haven't started making, but we have grown a lot of it. We hope in the near future, probably before this year ends, to begin doing that. So by taking that approach, that means that we shan't require external inputs in form of pesticides. So we shall be saving on that front. The other way we can reduce external inputs is by having animals on the farm. We haven't gotten ours yet, but we hope to do so. So when we have animals on the farm, manure can be used as a fertilizer in the fields. Okay, so that means that we would significantly reduce the need to get external fertilizers that we are using currently. Of course, like I said in the previous episodes, here we are using organic fertilizers. But if we have livestock on the farm, then that helps us to be able to have our own fertilizer coming from the manure. And of course, manure can be mixed with different other materials such as Lithonia to make compost. So by putting on the farm different sources of input, such as the plants, such as livestock, you reduce the need to spend on external inputs. Okay, and let me tell you something. External inputs are not gonna be cheap at any one point in time. As fuel prices are increasing, fertilizer prices are gonna increase for the guys who are doing synthetic farming. But also the guys who are doing organic farming, if you don't come up with ways of having input sources on the farm, you're gonna lose a lot of money in inputs. Okay, so I hope that is understood. So point number two, which I'm explaining, is agroecology can help you to reduce the need to get external inputs, and what I've just explained is how it does that. And of course, if you reduce the expenditure on external inputs and use what you got, you will be increasing the possibility of making profits on your venture. Number 3, agrotourism. I know a number of people who are quite advanced in this way of farming, agroecology, who are already earning from people going to their farms, learning such that they can pay something for that. I know people like my friend Richard Mogisha along Entebbe Road. I know Dr. Nambatia and many others who are already earning from agroecology in form of agrotourism. So if you practice agroecology, you can easily set your farm out to the public for them to come, learn how to do whatever you're doing so that you can earn money from that. Of course, like I've been saying on several episodes on MT Agroecotels, we hope to also do that in the near future. So that will be another source of income. So if you look at what I've spoken about, number 1, diversity, then reduction on dependence on external inputs, and then agrotourism, those are all sources of income. Tell me how you can put into practice all these 3 things and you are not going to reduce losses on your farm and make the venture profitable. How isn't it going to be possible? Point 4, value addition. All that we have, all that we are planting in an effort to increase diversity on the farm, such as tree tomatoes, which are fruits, lemongrass, tithonia, all these, we can add value to them, and instead of selling them in the raw form, we sell value added products. So for those of you who may not know, when you add value to products, the cost goes high compared to when you sell it in the raw form. So that's another way through which we can earn. Of course, somebody may say out there that, well, even though I'm doing synthetic farming, I can add value. Yes, you can, but given the fact that on agroecological farms, we have diverse ventures, like we have diverse enterprises, that means that the ability to have value-added products goes high up compared to somebody who is doing monocrops, and that also means that the returns are going to be more for somebody who has a diversity of plants to add value to compared to you who has only a single thing. That's how agroecology can become more profitable than somebody who's doing conventional farming. So those 4 are ways through which agroecology can help you, watching me, turn your venture into a profitable one. Someone may be thinking that, well, I should start right away. I'm sorry to let you know that you need to give these things time. Of course, there are some that are going to give returns immediately, like the lemongrasses. When you plant them, they're going to grow up, and then before you know it, you're earning. But to begin earning from bananas, for example, like I mentioned for our perennial section, you may need to wait for about a year. Okay, so it's not that when you start, you're going to earn immediately. You need to give it time. So it may not be short term, but in the medium term. All that we have planted, I've said that, we have tithonia. We haven't started using the biopesticides that we make on the farm because we are still accumulating the biomass, but we hope to start soon. So for now, we are still spending on external inputs, but we hope to reduce that gradually. And as we reduce, we are going to be reducing on the expenditure there while keeping money on the farm, which will contribute to profitability of all that we are doing. So in a nutshell, agroecology can help you, watching me, to increase profitability. 1, through diversity. 2, through reduction on the dependence on external inputs. 3, through agrotourism. And 4, through value addition. Those are all ways through which this practice of agroecology can be leveraged to make your venture profitable. The last point to make is that not everybody should be in production along the agricultural value chain. So as you are thinking about agroecology, you may not come just like what we have here. You may not, go into primary production, but you can also connect producers of agroecology products with consumers, because as we have increased cases of diseases like cancer rising from the way we grow food, we have a lot of health conscious people who are looking for healthy foods. So you can position yourself as somebody who links people who produce to people who want to consume. That way you don't have to come into production, but you can position yourself there as a link and you can still earn money out of it. I hope that you found this episode insightful. I look forward to hearing feedback from all of you who are going to put these into practice. I want to know how your ventures are going to begin progressing going forward. And until next time, may the good Lord bless you.